Hello, this is Steve Thoele, principal broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another update on the Sherwood real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, February 12th. So I'm going to share my screen with you and go through the info with you as I always do. Before I do that, though, I always want to put in a plug for you to, if you already haven't, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's really a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local Sherwood market. So be sure to hit the subscribe button before you leave if you already haven't. So with that said, on with the update here. So first off, looking at active listing activity, we had 6 new properties come on the market in Sherwood this past week. It's down a couple, from the prior couple weeks in terms of new listings per week, but been pretty steady, between well, I guess we had 0 here over the week holidays, but other than that, it's been between 3 and 9 new listings a week. And then the overall level of inventory you can kind of see has been pretty level, pretty steady in Sherwood. We had a low of 43 and a high of 49. So again, pretty flat or level amount of homes on the market at any point in time most recently. And then the median price and days on market for those actives. You can kind of see we got down to a low of about 718,000 about 6 weeks back. It has risen, as you can kind of see from that. We got up to 850 here about 3 weeks back. It has fallen back a bit to closer to around 800,000 the past couple of weeks. And then days on market, you can kind of see where that's gone. We had started off at 85, that got clear up to 113 days of average market time about a month ago. And been dropping in this last week, really dropped quite dramatically. I think some of that might have to do with, kind of relisting of properties. And then just, the amount of newer listings is greater over the past 2 or 3 weeks, which is bringing this number down from kind of where it was. So, whoops, sorry about that. Moving along to pendings. So last week I showed we had 8 homes go pending in Sherwood, and you can kind of see the kind of dramatic increase in the amount of pendings we've had over this past 4 to 5 weeks now. It's quite something. You can kind of see we were had hardly any new pendings towards in December and early January, and then we kind of got into mid-January, and it's definitely kind of popped in terms of market activity. So this last week we ended the week with 49 homes in pending status, which is definitely a high for this past 8 weeks, which is great to see. And then the median price and days on market for those pendings, you can kind of see where that's kind of gone. We had a high of 787,000 about 5 weeks back. And then it's been a little volatile. Then it dropped clear down to 663 about 3 weeks ago, and then it's been kind of climbing the past couple of weeks. So most recent reading is about 729,000 for these 49 homes that are currently in pending status. And then days on market, you can kind of see where that was. We had a high of 27 days here about 8 weeks back, and it's actually fallen. So another indicator that market activity has definitely kind of increased here over this past month. Most recent reading is about 20 days, or about 3 weeks of average market time for the most recent pendings, excuse me. And then lastly, let's look at sold listing activity. So I showed last week we had 3 homes go from pending to sold. And then this is kind of the opposite of what we were seeing with pendings. So, we had slow pendings to begin with. Now we're seeing slow closings kind of over this last month. So closing activity has been pretty minimal, pretty slow this past few weeks. And you can kind of see this reflected here in the total closing. So when you look over the prior 4 weeks of activity, we only had 10 closings over the prior 4 weeks, which is you can kind of see as a low for this past 8 weeks, clear down from 29 here to begin with 8 weeks back. So slow closings, I definitely we'll start to see this start to increase again as we move forward with the amount of newer pendings that we're seeing over the past month. And then the median price, days on market, pretty dramatic difference on as far as price goes. So we had a high of 631 8 weeks back, average price, sold price, and that dropped basically about 100 grand, as you can kind of see here. So over the past month, you can kind of see it's been closer to 530, 534, excuse me, 530 to 540 over this past month in terms of kind of where the pricing has been for the homes that have sold. And then days on market, that had ramped up quite dramatically. So we started off about 23 days of average market time, and that got clear up to, about 3 months worth of average market time for the solds here about 3 weeks back. It has been dropping here over the past couple of weeks. You can kind of see we're down closer to about, closer to 2 months of market time for the most recent, 10 sales that have taken place. And I would expect this number to continue to drop moving forward based upon, again, higher amounts of pendings that we're seeing. And then to finish up, we'll look at weeks of inventory and sale price as a percent of the original list price. So weeks of inventory is the red bars. Kind of hard to read here, but it's about 7 weeks, 6 to 6.5, 7 weeks of inventory to begin with. And that has been kind of ramping up over the period. Got up to about a little over 17 weeks of inventory here to be at this last week, which is, getting close to about 4 months worth of inventory. But again, this is really driven by just the lower number of closings we've had here over this past month. And we definitely will see this kind of start to fall back again as we move forward, as we see these more closings kind of come in. And then sale prices percent of list price, you can see was very steady in around the 96, 97% range, and then really fell, quite dramatically over this past few weeks. And last week came in at 85%. So it's pretty significant discount on average off the original list price. There's a few listings, and I think I mentioned this a few weeks back, that sold for dramatically under the original listing price, and I think that's skewing things downward here a bit. Again, moving forward, I expect to see this definitely to rise back up, definitely into the 90s, mid 90s, most likely. So that is the most recent update. So I hope it was helpful. And as always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. Be happy to talk with you. All my contact information is down below in the description below the video. So be sure to give me a call or send me an email, and we can chat a bit. So I really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day and week ahead, and we will see you on the next video.